Hey everybody, I'm Greg.
And I'm Katie. Welcome to the Meeple Society. Today we are doing our top 100. 100 to 91.
20 games, maybe?
20,
A
hopefully.
possibility of 20 games.
At least 10, maybe 20. Probably somewhere in between.
There's going to be
you
more
know.
than 10 games named.
Yeah.
Because
But
there's no way you have some of these games on your
no,
list.
and there's no way some of these are on yours.
Oh, I know one of these won't even break your 1,000, so.
However, before we get started, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. And of course, hit that bell icon if you want notification of future content.
And you can follow us on all of our social media by following the link below.
Yeah.
So we did this all on Pub Meeple.
We did.
We had a total of
1791.
1,791 games to choose from. These are all games we've played from both collections. If you've ever followed us, you know we do a video on playing through our collection.
Yeah.
We're currently, tonight actually just ended up finishing the L's.
Yes.
So these are all our top 100.
Yes.
Did you have any changes from what Pub Meeple said you liked?
No, I thought about it, but I ended up just leaving it alone.
Okay.
I didn't change anything.
I
So
don't
we'll see.
think I changed anything.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
think I did.
I have lists that date back to 2019. This is the first year you've
Yes.
ever done a top 100. First
Yes.
year I was able to actually get her to do a
And
top
it
100.
took a full month to go through Pub Meeple, so it might be the last one.
No. No. I've done it
shall
every year
see.
since 2019, basically since I found out about Pub Meeple, and I was like, it'd be interesting to see what I can do. So I'll be able to tell you where it debuted or where it was at last year, what have you. So
he spends a lot of time in the evenings after I go to bed because I get up really super early, so I go to bed a little earlier. He apparently has a lot of free time in the evenings.
Well, you go to bed
And
so
have
early.
for years. Yeah, I do. Okay.
Okay,
Let's
so
get started.
our number 100.
Number 100. My number 100 is Valeria Card Kingdoms. This is one, admittedly, we have not played for a while, but I have very fond memories of playing this one. Valeria Card Kingdoms reminds me a lot of not Millie Fiore, wrong one, of
Machikoro.
thank you. Why was I drawing a blank? It reminds me a lot of Machikoro.
It's all that extra time at night I have.
Yes. Anyway, so you're basically building a tableau. You have a group of cards, 4 rows of cards that you can put out, ranging from citizens to monsters to domain areas. And you are building those cards with resources, but you're producing with the roll of a dice. So, and then you're using that roll of the dice to get resources to best build your cards. So, and I'm hoping I'm remembering
This
that
one
right.
has
It's
so many,
been a little
has a
while.
bunch of different versions of it.
Yes.
Valeria does, of different, I mean, there's Card Kingdoms, if I could remember some of them, I would tell you.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of different ones. It is a really good
is.
game. It did not make my top 100.
Yeah, I didn't think it did. It's been a while. I have fond memories of this
Yes.
one because this is one, if you remember several years ago, we had a period where we had 6 blackouts. We were out of power for an entire evening or an entire day or so, 6 times in
6
months.
Yeah.
Till they finally got the problem fixed in the area. This was one of those games that we would pull out. When the power went out, we would light some candles or turn on some flashlights, and this is what we could get the kids to play with us. Because it was easy to learn and quick to play, and it was just simple. So I have a lot of fond memories of this one, and I think that's why it's at 100, even though we have not played it recently.
My number 100 is Res Arcana. This is one we first played at the Dice Tower Retreat.
Yes.
We picked it up actually on the way home from that said retreat.
Yes.
But yeah, this is a interesting kind of a tableau builder that you are the beginning of the round, you have a new, I want to say it's a spell or a magic item or something like that, that's going to give you a certain power. It's going to give you stuff. You're going to collect all your resources of cards that you have out in front of you, and you're going to pay for cards, or you're going to buy a monument, or you're going to buy a place of power, and those cards also go in front of you. And the cards that are in your tableau now, basically because you're building tableaus, because you have a handful of cards. Well, you have 3 cards each round.
Okay.
You start off with 10. And you also have a magic user in there of those cards. Well, actually, I think it's 9 because you look at your mages and get rid of 1.
Okay.
Anyway, but you're using your resources to buy cards to put in front of you, and then every round, at the beginning of each round, you're going to get to do whatever it says on your cards and get your resources for it so you can buy more stuff. And it's once everybody gets to...
I want to say it was 8 or 10.
It's something. It gets to a determined number.
Yeah.
This is why it's at 100 because I don't remember a lot about it. I just remember enjoying playing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, my 100 is Res Arcana.
All right. So my number 99 is not this. Give me my clipboard back. Okay. My number 99 is Aquatica. Aquatica is a sea-based, ocean-based game. I don't know. I really liked the card play in this one. You've got character cards and you've got location cards. And the location cards, I think, is where this shines. Because your player board is set up, it's like dual layered, but with a gap in it. So your location cards slide up into one of, I think it's 5 different gaps. The more you use them, the more you slide it up. Each location card has different abilities on it that you get based on how many other times you've already played the card or activated the card. I just think it's just a really cool game. I think that is such a neat mechanic. It's just a neat gimmick. And I really want to dig into this one more. We've played the base game several times. We've got an expansion we still have yet to play. I want to get that one played. But yeah, that is my number 99. 99. I cannot talk. That is my number 99, Aquatica.
All right. It may or may not show up on mine later.
Okay.
Okay, so my number 99 last year was actually 174.
Good to know.
I think it's because we played this in the 24-hour marathon that we did.
We did.
And that is Citadels. This is a really cool game of basically
intrigue.
It's intrigue. You're building your city, and you're going to take a job, I guess, a personality. You're taking a profession. There you go. Because then a profession's a thief and an assassin too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, but you're going to take a profession, as she calls it, and you're going to get to do the power, but you're going to go in order. So the thief is first, the assassin is number 1.
I think the assassin is number 1.
So the assassin is going to mark which person he's going to assassinate. Then the thief comes in and mark
who
which
that person is.
Exactly. And then the thief is going to rob somebody. He's going to mark who he's going to rob, but he won't know who he's going to rob until that person gets called up. And then they just start going down. And if the person's profession is called that's the assassin who's going to take them out, they don't get an action.
Because they're dead.
Or if the person the thief was going to rob, when their turn comes up, they get all their money. Now, if you don't play with enough players to cover all the professions, if you're thieving from a profession that's not being played, then you're not
there's
going to get
always going to be at least 1 card or 2 cards. There's always 2 cards.
Yeah, because there's 2 cards that are turned down
played.
that you don't know, because you pass them out and you go around and you pick what you're going to be out of those cards.
Yes.
So, but this is a lot of fun. You're going to take gold to build your buildings, and it's the first person that gets 7 buildings.
Yes.
7 districts built, and you're going to score different points for different types of districts and everything. It's just a really fun game.
Yes, I agree.
So my number 99 is Citadels.
Do you want to weigh in on this?
So what's your 99?
Are we weighing in?
His game is Black Cat on the Table.
Hi. All right, my number 98 is, oh, I love this one. We've had this one for a while now. My number 98 is Caverna, the big game. Caverna is, I don't know if you can see it or not, it's up there. Anyway, Caverna is all about, well, you are playing dwarves, mining out your cave, digging out your cave to build your house, and inside and then outside you're building your farm and your pastures. Meanwhile, you're buying buildings to put inside, or you're buying pastures to put outside, as well as getting animals and various resources. And I love this one. It's very similar to Agricola. We played this one first. We got this one quite a few years back. Recently, and we've not gotten to play with them yet. I am dying to play this again now that we've got these. But I had been watching something from the Brothers Murph, and they had these little 3D printed dwarves in each player color. And my sister-in-law was nice enough to say, well, you know, we have our 3D printer working now. Send me the STL files. So I did, and they printed me a set. So I'm excited to play with these because they hold the little shields in their backs instead of, yeah, I'm excited. Anyway, that is my number 98. Yes, Caverna, Cave Farmers.
Okay, my number 99 actually debuted at 65.
98?
We're at 98, right?
Yes.
Did I say 98?
You said 99. I can't get over that.
My number 98 originally debuted last year at 65, and I think it's the only time we've actually played it. That's probably one reason why it's so far down. This is Brass Birmingham.
Okay.
This is basically the step up from his game Brass,
Which was a step up
from Age of Industry.
I want to say it was
I
Age
wanna
of
say.
Industry.
It's all Martin Wallace.
I think so.
But
Okay,
this is
yeah.
kind of you're building routes with ships.
I can't stand it anymore. It kept creeping down my face.
She's ruining the effect.
It's okay.
Anyway, so you're building, the first half of the game, you're building routes with ships. The second half, you're building routes with trains to build cities, to export your stuff
Yes.
and score points is basically the game. This is actually currently number one on BGG, which
I don't know if I agree with that.
I'm one that doesn't agree with it. I know there's a lot more games out there that are a lot better than this, and apparently it's my 98. So, but yeah, that is number 98 is Brass Birmingham.
All right, my number 97 is a newer one. We got to play this for the first time at the Dice Tower Retreat last year. We picked up a copy on our way home and have yet to play our own copy. This is Millie Fiore.
Oh, okay. I'm not going.
We don't have very many left that we haven't played yet. That's
It was
one of the few.
It wasn't the last retreat. Okay.
No, it was not. I'm sorry. We played it at Dice Tower West.
There you go.
Okay. So,
That hat did something to your brain.
Even worse. Yes, it did. I don't wear hats. Which was even worse because that was 9 months ago, not just 3 months ago.
Yes.
But anyway, Millie Fiore is a card management, hand management. Okay, so there are a number of places on the board to lay your pieces, and it's got these gorgeous pieces. Gorgeous acrylic, triangular, not triangular, almost
they're all different
they're
shapes depending on where you're going, isn't it? No, I guess
they're
they
all
are all
diamond
diamond
shaped.
shapes.
They're all diamond shaped, but you've got cards for literally every location on the board. So when the cards are done, every location will be filled, unless somebody wins first. So you're playing cards out to play down to different locations, and each location does something different. Some of them will multiply based on how many of your pieces are in a row. Others just give you straight up resources. Others you want to get groupings of. There's just all sorts of different places to go to do what you need to do, and every one of them gives you victory points. You've got to have the cards in order to go into certain, and you've always got a hand of cards, so your hand is constantly rotating. Oh no, that was the other big thing, is you played one card out of your hand,
and you passed
your hand, and then you drew a new card into the hand that your neighbor just gave you. So the hands are constantly changing. You're never going to see the same hand again, which made it really intriguing. So, but anyway, that is my number 97, Millie Fiore.
This one doesn't seem to have made it to my list.
Wow. Probably because we haven't played it but the one time.
We played it the one
I just
time.
really,
I did. I really liked it.
this.
That's why I said it. Surprisingly didn't make it on my list, but yet Brass Birmingham did. Anyway, so my number 97 is a pickup and delivery game, which I seem to be leaning more towards a lot now.
Those. You do.
This actually in 2022 came in at 77. This is dropped to 97. That is Star Wars Outer Rim. This is a lot. This is compared to Firefly, which we'll see where that falls at in here. But yeah, you're going around, you're building your crew, you're picking up in one area and happen to drop it off in other areas on the outer rim of the Star Wars universe. And you have the Empire and the Hutts are out there trying to stop you. And just different people are trying to make it hard for you to be able to deliver your stuff. One main reason why it's all the way down there farther, but I do like the game because it's a pick-up and deliver game, is though I feel that it's a lot tighter. Now, we don't have any of the expansions with it.
No.
We only played the base game. But I really feel the board, if you want to call it that, is extremely tight. If you're going down to another planet and there's like blockades in both sides, you have to hit a blockade. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, the problem is that
or if it's on
it's just a
one
very
and you
linear board.
decide, okay, we have to go the other way, it's going to take you even that much more longer time.
Yeah.
Much more time to get down to it. So it's just really tight game, as in within Firefly. We'll get into that later because it's on my list, and why I like it better than this though. But yes, that's No, that's not Firefly. That is Star Wars Outer Rim at number 97.
All right, my number 96. It is all about the airlines. Well, okay, Yukon Airways.
Oh, okay.
This one is all about building out airline routes around the Yukon. I love the player board on this because it actually there's
It's the
dials
control
on
panel
it. Yeah,
for
it's
an
the
airplane.
control panel for a small aircraft. So you're basically making flights around the Yukon, trying to don't stretch out my sweater.
It fits so well.
Anyway, I don't know. I love the player board on this. I love the different areas will give you different resources and you can increase your options on your aircraft, what your aircraft is capable of. Anyway, that's my number 96, Yukon Airways.
Is it hot in here? Jesus criminy. Okay. You have short arms.
Actually, I do not, but...
So, my number 96, you went to the Yukon to fly an airplane. I'm going to build clinics. This is Clinic, the Deluxe Edition. So
In the Yukon?
Heck no. Like Florida or down south someplace where it's warm. But anyway, so in Clinic, you are building clinics. You're building parking garages. You're building parking areas. You are drafting doctors, different color doctors for a different amount of points to be able to treat patients in the different clinics that you've the different rooms in your clinic that you put up. And after every round, your clinics actually go down in value. So you change the color. So like a red one will turn into an orange one.
Your doctors,
Yeah, your doctor.
They
What did I
get
say?
tired,
Clinic?
your clinics.
Yeah, your
They get
doctors.
tired.
So you hire or draft your doctors, and they go in your clinics. And after every round, they start getting tired, so they're less and less potent, I guess, or effective. That would be a little better. Potent. That would mean they haven't showered. They haven't showered in a while. Anyway, but yeah, they go down. So you're trying to keep good doctors in to be able to perform the big stuff, because you're going to get paid depending on what patients have been treated and the amount of patients you're being treated. But there is an area, if they're in a certain area, they don't downgrade, they actually go up.
In the research area or something like that.
They actually can go back up. So you can almost, I guess it'd be like retrain the doctor or let him rest in the area. I guess it's like a nap room. I don't remember what the name of the room was, so I'm just going to call it the nap room.
I think it was a research lab, but
the research lab.
I could be wrong. This did not make my top 100, and it's probably because we haven't played it very often.
Well, I don't think you've really liked it.
I have
either
not
of the plays.
really cared for either play, any of the plays we've
I am
had.
glad though that I didn't just go all in and get all the expansions.
I am too.
I got the base game and that's it.
Yeah.
I've thought about
I think-
expansions because I've seen them in
Yeah.
other places for not that a
This
lot.
one just has a lot of wonky rules for me, and
I said for not that a lot. Anyway, I can't talk either. But so yeah, you have wonky rules. Okay.
yeah, that's what we
But that's number 96, Clinic.
My number 95 is one we've had for a while. We've actually done a video on it already.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cross between, well, you're building D&D characters, essentially.
Oh, okay.
My number 95 is Role Player. This one is, I don't know, I love this one. And don't get me wrong, when we role played, building characters was my least favorite, and to this day remains my least favorite part of role playing.
That's why I'm surprised it's on your list.
I very much dislike building new characters. However, for some reason I love this game. You are drafting dice out of the center to put onto a player board, and you have all of your character stats. You've got 6 different stats, 3 dice go in each, just as if you were building any kind of character. In most of the systems we've played, D&D I guess is this way. Again, I hate building characters. Palladium is this way.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of the game, you are given a set of goals as to what you want your stats to be. Windows you need your stats to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need your strength over a 17? Do you need your intelligence somewhere between a 14 and a 16? So you're trying to align your dice so that it'll do that. Meanwhile, you also have another goal card where it's telling you you need this color dice in this pattern. So you're trying to align your dice there too. And I don't know, I love this. You can pick up equipment cards to make your characters better, to give them special abilities. Some of them will let you manipulate the dice around. I don't know. I think it's all about the dice manipulation on this one. But yeah, I love it. My number 95.
This didn't make my list. I think because the first time I played it, I really liked it.
Yeah.
But it felt like a novelty game.
Yeah, but we play it. I think the expansions.
The expansions helped it out a lot, and I
Yes.
think it's really cool that now you could actually play the game if you want to take that long.
Yes.
You can play the game, build your character, and then convert it into the character for the role player adventures.
Yes. Which
So-
we need to play some more.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I don't know. The expansions helped. We have both sets of expansions, one of which added monsters you can fight, and the other added friends and familiars, but it gives you a whole other board that gives you more abilities, and I liked that. So, but anyway, yeah, my number 95 is a Role Player.
My number 95. This one is actually a Kickstarter. This is a game we don't actually own. Our son owns.
Oh, okay. We have it in the house.
played it really super early in the morning on our 24-hour. But our son at the time, he's kind of a night owl anyway. He can stay up late playing video games. And this is actually a board game that was a video game that he always played.
Game, yeah.
His fiance got back to Kickstarter for him. And this is Deep Rock Galactica, the board game. Galactic, not Galactica. I always called it Deep Rock Galactica.
I know.
Everybody knew what I was saying because I'm sure you
would
put
be
down what I
Battlestar.
was. Deep Rock Battlestar Galactica, yep. Okay. Anyway, in this game, it's a co-op. You are a team mining in an area, and you're mining for certain gems and fossils and stuff. That is what the goal is, what you need to go down. But you're running into bugs that you've got to fight and take out. But you've got to get everything you need before you can call the ship back to come and get you. Because once everybody steps off that ship,
the ship leaves.
it disappears. And now you're down there till you get everything. You either get everything or you die.
Yep.
And I think it's because I think you're playing dwarves in this one.
Yep.
And the funniest part of the whole game is if you get knocked over, it will take you 2 actions to get back up. And you only have 2 actions per round.
Yep.
Now, somebody else could come over and help you up and only take 1 of their actions. But the fact that to get up by yourself, it takes you 2 actions. I think that's hilarious. So, but I was surprised about the game because I've never played the video game.
Yes.
And we've played this a few times now. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. We actually have a goo expansion. I think this one came with a goo expansion with this too that we have not played with. We've basically played the 2 the 2 games we've played, we've basically played the intro one, because we played the intro one to learn the game, and then we played it again at the 24-hour because we didn't want to give away anything about the game, the other parts of the games to anybody. So we just played the intro game. But I would like to get this back to table and play it some more with Eric, because I think it's a lot of fun.
I think that I was surprised at how much fun this one was. I will give you that.
And I think with more plays, it could go up.
Yes,
so
I agree.
that is Deep Rock Galactic, the board game. I got it right. My number 95.
All right, my number 94 is a spin-off of one of my favorite co-op games. And this is Zombicide Black Plague. I absolutely adore Zombicide. I don't know why. I mean, you're fighting zombies. It's chucking dice and fighting zombies and yeah, all of that. Black Plague took it to a different time frame. So instead of being modern day, it takes you back into the Middle Ages, that fantasy type of realm, where you are now fighting with blades and with medieval weapons rather than the modern day weapons. But anyway, what I loved about this one the most was the fact it changed out the player boards. Instead of just having a player board, you now had a plastic.
You had a player tray.
Yeah, a tray. Thank you.
That held your player board and your weapons.
Yeah,
and your
it held everything. It kept track
and
of your damage. It kept track of your health, everything. So it just made it easier to. You didn't have these little arrows that kept sliding around. It introduced this player board, this new player tray into the system. Now, we've never played the new system, the second edition.
No.
I am told that it does change the game, and it's worth a try. So
I
we
think
may have to
they
try
said
it.
it streamlined it a little bit more.
It streamed out a little more, yeah. I would be interested in playing the second edition just to see what it does. But I really love my first edition stuff. So yeah, but that is Zombicide Black Plague specifically. But that is my number 94.
So no Zombicides actually made my top 100, but if there was one, it was either going to be this one or Invaders.
Yeah.
Because I really liked playing Invaders too.
Yeah, Invaders was interesting. I don't know if that made it further down or not.
Yep. Okay, so my number 94 is new to the list.
Oh, okay.
This is one we played at Dice Tower West.
Okay.
This is Night Cage.
Okay.
This is all about you are running in a dungeon or a cave or a dungeon or what have you. It's almost like a cave.
A dungeon. I don't know.
Anyway, you're running around in the dark carrying a candle, and the only tiles you see are in front of you and to the sides of you.
Yeah.
And to the back? No, not to the back of you, right?
Anywhere that one tile aside.
Okay,
so
yeah.
You can,
so
your light extends one tile each direction.
What the whole part of the game is, you're looking for a key to get to get it to the exit to be able to leave.
Yes. But everybody has to get the key.
Everybody has to get their own key and then get to an exit.
Yeah.
But in there, you're going to have wind monsters, and there's other monsters. We've only played with the base monsters because we keep teaching it to people. But you have monsters that come out, and if you are in line with that monster at the end of the turn, he's going to blow out your candle. Now you're totally in the dark. All that's illuminated is the tile you're on.
Yeah.
And you're not able to re-illuminate your candle unless somebody comes over to you.
Somebody has to be in the space next to you and
to
will
be able
illuminate
to light your candle again, though.
Yes.
But as you move, when you move away from a tile, the tile behind you is going to just disappear and leave the board. So you're in a small area, but as you're moving around, these tiles are going to leave the board for good. They don't come back, and then when somebody comes back through that area, the tile's going to reappear. The key ones, if you take the key when you leave that turns into a pit.
Yep.
And then if you fall into a pit, you land in an area off the board and you put a tile.
You land off the board, and then you come back somewhere in that row, and then
you draw a card, and you could actually fall on a monster.
You on your next turn you would pull a new tile,
and that's where you land, and you
could
could fall on a monster, which would put out your candle again.
Yes.
Or it could be another hole, and you could fall again.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool gun. I didn't think originally I was going to like it. Now we had the designer actually tell us, hey, because we were asking questions about it. And he goes, well, they're demoing it. Why don't you go take a look at it? And we went over there and took a look at it, and we said, hey, this is really good.
Yeah.
We ended up picking it up. I don't know if we pick it up at there or did we pick it up on the way home?
No, we picked it up there.
Okay. So, but yeah, so I really like this game. I'm really surprised it wasn't higher on my list, but apparently Pub Meeple said it was my number 94, and that's Night Cage.
And Pub Meeple does not lie.
So my number 93 is My Father's Work. This one is, so this is actually one that you've wanted, you were very interested in.
I really wanted to try this one.
You had a very bad game of this.
Did not care for
But
it.
in My Father's Work, you are competing scientists.
Yes.
And you have been entrusted with your father's journal and his estate. So you're basically doing stuff to gain points by like aiding the town in what they need. You're doing experiments, and hopefully you're going to finish your father's work. Thus the name of the game. But it's really cool. I think the one part you don't like about it is that it's app assisted.
It is app
and
assisted.
part of it is actually the app is reading you part of the story.
Yes.
And then part of it you have to read the story, even on the same part.
And you have to read it aloud, which makes it, which is whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, so you did, I wasn't doing the readings because you were doing the readings, so I didn't have to worry about that part. So it was being read to me no matter what.
Yeah.
But I guess we could have like shared the duties of reading, but
I
But
had a rough time.
you had a rough time of it because you couldn't get your workers out, because
Yes.
it's one of those games you really get your workers out as fast as you can, because the more actions you can do, the more actions you have because of how many workers you have, the more things you can do each turn and get more things done. And I was getting my workers out really, really quick.
Well, and I made some bad decisions early on, and
They hurt you at the end.
not just at the end, they
Through the rest of
carry
the game?
through the entire game. Every action, there's ramifications through the entire game for literally every single decision you make, which is an interesting concept. I just made some bad ones. So it's coming up in the M's. I'm going to have to play it again, whether I want to or not. So maybe I'll have a better game this time. We'll see. We'll see. All right.
So that was number 93,
Yes.
My Father's Work.
My number 93 is one that we were introduced to by Mark and Jess. Mark raved about this game. We had to try it. But this is Professor Evil and the Citadel of Time. I mean, how bad could a game be with that name? Professor Evil and the Citadel of Time. So this game it's cooperative. As a team, everybody is trying to work their way into Professor Evil's home to pick up different things he has stolen from throughout time. The problem is that he is wandering around the house not knowing you're there, but he's wandering around relocking doors that you've already unlocked. If he walks into your room, you suddenly have to leave the home very, very quickly, and now you have to come back in and start all over again. It's very hard. I don't think we've won this yet. If we have, it's been by the skin of our teeth.
No, because you kept saying what number we can't roll, and we'd always roll that. You would jinx us every single time.
It wasn't always me. Wasn't always me. No.
She is to
because
blame
Jess
for
did it
everything.
sometimes too, and so did Mark. And number, color didn't matter. We always rolled the stupid thing.
Yeah, this one surprised me. One, it's not on my list.
Shocking.
Two, okay, if you don't know who Mark and Jess is, they were our co-hosts on the podcast, and they are in a lot of our gameplay videos early on and all that, and our top fives and stuff. But anyway, the four of us have completely different tasting games.
Yes.
But this one was one that we both really liked. This was a lot of fun.
This
It was
one
just
was
a lot of laughs.
Fun. Yes.
And that's why I said I'm surprised it was not on my list.
Well, and this one, Professor Evil moves around by the roll of a die. Actually, the roll of 3 dice. He moves 3 times every turn. The dice rolls would depict what doorways he went through. And as he goes through them, he relocks them.
Yeah. You may have just spent the whole turn unlocking this door and unlocking this door and doing stuff. and turning this over, and then he comes through and just locks everything back up because she said what we didn't need. We blame Katy for the whole game.
Absolutely love this game. It is so much fun.
Yep, it's a lot of fun. If you haven't played it, you got to play it. It's crazy.
Yes. But anyway, that is my number 93, Professor Evil and the Citadel of Time. Okay, my number 92. My number 92 is one, well, I have loved this game for 10 years now. Let's put it that way. This is the game that got us started in this hobby, but that is Pandemic. I'm shocked it was this far down the list, but at the same time, we've played so much of this game. Pandemic is, like I said, it's a game that got us started in the hobby. You're playing a scientist of some sort, whether it be a doctor or some other type of scientist, and you are roaming around the world with your team, your other players, trying to essentially put out fires. You are trying to cure or control the disease outbreaks in certain cities. You are trying to find the cures so that you can eradicate the diseases. Like I said, this is the first one that we ever played, and therefore it holds a special place in our heart. And this hat is falling off my head. I don't think I can do this. I don't know how you wear hats all the time. Anyway, fun game. I'm not sure why it's so low, other than the fact that we have been playing it for 10 years, and so many other great games have come in.
I don't think we've played the base game a lot lately, so.
Yeah, it's been a little while. We've been playing a lot more of the iterations and the legacies lately.
So this version's not on my list, but there is a version of it in my list.
I'm sure there's probably multiple versions on my list. I have not looked.
There's only one on mine.
Okay. Anyway, so that is my, what was it, 92?
92.
Pandemic.
So 91 is another new game
92?
to my 92 is another. It's still the same thing.
Okay.
New game to my list. This was a Kickstarter we got. This is Autobahn.
Autobahn? Oh, okay, gotcha.
You don't remember Autobahn?
I do remember Autobahn. I like Autobahn.
Okay, so this isn't actually a route builder, and it's kind of got pickup and delivery in this game.
It does, absolutely does.
Because you've got to build the Autobahn to be able to deliver to different spaces.
Okay. My hair is falling down. I don't know how you do hats. I'm sorry.
I don't have as much hair as you have, especially on top. Anyway, but anyway, you're building your highways to get certain points. You're building gas stations, so when people go by, you're getting points or money or whatever it was. And you're starting your truck routes from certain places by picking up certain supplies that's going to want it in other areas for points. And this is played in Germany.
It starts
before the wall falls.
Before the wall came down.
Before the Berlin Wall falls. And then in the third round,
yes,
the wall falls. And now there's a whole new area where you can build roads into. And it's like the last round almost.
It is the very last round, yeah.
That suddenly you can build routes into that has a lot of points to get to. So you're always trying to keep aware that this is going to open up. So I want to get my roads that I need in towards that area.
You need to set yourself up for it, yeah.
Right. But I love it that there's a lot of variability in this because of the different cards you get, and because you have it's a hand management game too, because you're playing cards out of your hand, and like if you're playing a red card, you're putting out a red route, or you're going up a red route for your delivery, or you can upgrade cards by certain ways. So you're constantly upgrading what you can play. You have the offices on the side, so when you do certain things, you're going up in the office, and then when you're in a certain office, you're going to score points at the end of the game depending on where you're at in that office. On your player board, depending on what's out, is you're going to gain certain actions as you put fuel stations out, as you get more trucks out, and as you do that. It just evolves as the game goes by. So I really like this. We've played it like 2 or 3 times. We've been meaning to do a playthrough of it or do a deep dive of it or something. We need to get it back out and play it. But yeah, so that's number 92, Autobahn.
All right, and finally, our last one for this video. My number 91 is, nobody tell Greg. My number 91 is Junk Drawer. Don't tell Greg. See, I wasn't going to open the box, but now you made me.
You still don't have to open the box.
There we go. Okay, my number 91 is Junk Drawer. This is a new Kickstarter we just got in recently. This is polyomino tile. It is, I don't know, I love this one because of the variability on this one. There are a number of goal cards. Each game you have 4 goal cards set out, and every player board is divided into 4 sections. Each rimmed in different colors, so you can tell which goals affect which section of your board. And the game is played where you've got a series of cards out of all these different items that you would find in a junk drawer, including your inhaler, which I thought was a weird item for the junk drawer, but that's okay. So
that's where it's been.
Right. Anyway, so you're turning over one card at a time, so you don't know what else is coming out each round. So you're turning over one card, you're picking one of the 4 areas to put it into, and you're doing this with each one of the cards, and you can't put a second piece into the same area on the same round. And then the game ends when somebody can't legally place a piece any longer in the area that they have open. The game is over, and you score. Everybody scores each of the 4 goals based on their board. I just love the fact that there's a lot of rigidness in the fact that you can only put it in one section. I love the variability of all the different goals. Of course, I love polyomino tiles anyway. So I don't know. It's a short game. It takes 25 minutes to play, if that.
Says 20.
Says 20. I love it. But anyway, that is Junk Drawer. My number 91.
This did not make my list.
I'm not surprised.
It's polyomino.
Yes.
Anyway,
exactly.
so my number 21. I had 21 in my mind. I don't know why, but anyway, my number 91 is a lot better, and I actually have it right here. So it is Marvel Dice Stones. This is the only version of Dice Stones we've played, so that's why it's Marvel Dice Stones. This is a game we were saying, no, we don't want to play, we don't want to play, we don't want to play because it's so take that.
Yeah.
And we have played this at 2-player.
We have.
And we played it at 4-player teams, basically against Justin and Jacob, our son and a friend of his. And the reason we thought that this was probably not a game for us is because it had a lot of take that.
It's head-to-head battle, take that, and we weren't sure we would like that.
Yeah, but we played it and we didn't. And we thought it was really good.
It's
now,
not that bad.
I've only played one character in this. And that is actually not from this version. It's from one of the expansions, and that was Doctor Strange, which I really liked. So
I've played a few of them now.
Yeah, you played Scarlet Witch, and you played.
I've played Thor. I've played Scarlet Witch, and I think I've played Black Widow too.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, so my number 91 is Dice Stones Marvel version, or Marvel Dice Stones, whichever you want to call it.
All right.
So that is our 191.
Yeah, that is it for this episode. Next week we'll be back with another one.
Yep. So until then, we'll see you at the next one.